Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashni.
Can you tell us about the Anglo American partnership that has seen the use of sustainable biofuel to power a chartered capesize ship during a voyage from Singapore to South Africa as part of a decarbonisation initiative?
Innovation is bursting out all over. Who would have thought that you can fuel a ship with cooking oil, waste cooking oil? So the food and beverage section of Singapore has supplies of these cooking oil. Obviously, they have a lot of supplies, and then they create a biodiesel. So when you use this, the actual carbon emissions are far lower. And so you're achieving your target of decarbonizing. And I think Anglo American has to take credit for trying this out on a ship in an actual voyage from Singapore to South Africa. Of course, shipping forms a big part of Anglo American because they've got a ship that iron ore from South Africa, and the freight side of it is very important. The fact that you want to decarbonize and you've got scope 1, scope 2 and scope 3 targets, you have to make sure that you come down the graph, as it were, on decarbonization, and you put less carbon into the air. And this is a very innovative thing, and they're not the only big mining company that is looking at innovation to make sure that the shipping side of the business is decarbonized. Most of the big mining companies are doing the same, and they all seem to be pursuing different routes. So perhaps they'll arrive at the lowest carbon option, and that will be what they'll put into use. But it is good when you think there is this waste cooking oil and you're putting it to use that results in a decarbonized situation. It is a good way to go, I think.
And can you tell us about hydrogen being touted as a huge moment of opportunity for South Africa?
Yes, I think South Africa needs to seize this moment. People who are very close to the hydrogen industry and have been close because of the involvement of platinum group metals, for many years now, starting in 2010 or before, to really look at this and seeing the link between platinum group metals and hydrogen. They are all looking at what South Africa could offer. South Africa is better placed than anyone else in the world. They've got every ingredient to turn the renewable energy using platinum group metals into green hydrogen using platinum group metals. They've got the port infrastructure ready. There is nothing that needs to be done except to get that renewable energy, the sun energy and the wind energy, going in big quantities. And from then on, we could see green hydrogen be a commodity, just like, platinum is a commodity, and all the platinum group metals are a commodity, and chrome is a commodity, and iron ore is a commodity. These companies, these mining companies, are used to selling these commodities. They're used to being in the commodities business. Many of them are also in gas. Many of them are also in oil. So they can turn this around, and this can be a major play for South Africa. And week after week, people are telling the same story. The moment is now. Seize the moment. We do see the presidency looking at it very seriously. So hopefully something will come out of it, because we need a just transition from coal. We need to create a lot more jobs. And this is what will do it. At the same time, just now, when we start exporting our goods, the market is going to say, no, we don't want to pay that price because you've used dirty coal, fired power to do this. We don't want to have to be confronted by that. We need to say, now, let's move into this new slot. The world is greening, and we're in an incredible position to actually exploit this. Particularly our relationships with Japan have been strong all this time, and we can do the whole European side as well. There could be a link with the Walvis Bay and all the other ports. So everything is ready to go. I just hope that they seize the moment.
And lastly, Martin, Rainbow Rare Earths is finding high value in its gypsum dumps.
We've got to look at these dumps. I mean, here is low-hanging fruit. We reported how a copper dump in the Northern Cape, which has been walked past for 50 years, nobody looking at the potential there, it's suddenly found to be very rich in copper. And copper is in such demand at the moment. The price is so good. And the company that is going to actually recover that copper from the dump says it'll be making free cash in the second month of operation. So it takes you 1 month to break into profit. This is incredible. Now we see that there was a similar dump in Palabora, gypsum dump. The gypsum's been put on there for half a century. People have been walking past this dump. Nobody has seen any potential in it except, the London-listed rainbow rare earths. And now they come along, they look at it, they do analysis, they do samples, and the calculation is that we're looking at something that's worth more than $4 billion, not rand, dollars, and that you can get it out of there in 18 months or 24 months. I mean, this is the sort of low-hanging fruit that we need to exploit at the moment. There are a lot of dumps around the place. We know, just that in Joburg here, how many more dumps there are. Surely they should remove those dumps. It'll change the whole logistics from Soweto. I mean, people are spending their lives in taxis. They've got to come from Soweto. They've got to go around this huge, set of freeways and get to their jobs. They could be getting to their work far quicker if we could just take the gold out of those dumps, recover all that land, have people living far closer to their work, spending far more time with their family and their kids rather than in a taxi. And I can't understand why the go-ahead is not given for this. This is a low-hanging fruit that can really provide jobs and wealth at the moment, which is just what we want. So I think that there are opportunities. I hope they are taken.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.